Hello everyone and welcome to our Tuesday travel tips and info with me, your favorite travel advisor, Robert. And today we're going to be talking about an incredible adventure we just got back from. For those of you that have been following us on our social media know that we've just had a busy schedule lately. And one of the things that we just got back from doing was visiting the country of Jamaica. 2 weeks ago, we had the opportunity to go down to Jamaica, beautiful, beautiful island down in the Caribbean, and we got to spend almost a week. It was 5 days, a very intensive 5 days, visiting a property called Couples Resorts Jamaica. Now, they actually own 4 properties and then own a couple of other smaller things, which I'll talk about. But we had a great opportunity to see all of their properties, get to experience a lot of their amenities that they offer, and be able to bring that back to share with y'all. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today, and that's going to be Couples Resorts Jamaica. So first off, I would like to thank Couples Resorts Jamaica. They are not paying me to say any of this, but I do want to thank them for the opportunity to come down there and experience that. Garfield, our individual who was taking us around while we were down there, phenomenal individual, and we are greatly appreciative of everything that he did for us. So to start off, we flew into the country of Jamaica, and I have never been to Jamaica before, and it was great. Got right in through customs. There was not a long wait at all, and then right there in the airport, Couples has a lounge. So as you arrive right there in Jamaica, you go right over to the Couples Lounge, you check in with them, you give them your bags, and then everything is handled from there. They take care of your bags, they get them to the resort, they bring you on into the lounge, and they've got their alcohol right there. The only thing they were offering at the time was Red Stripe and Red Stripe Light, and I'm not a beer drinker, but I did thoroughly enjoy some of that Red Stripe. It was very good. So we were actually able to sit down and enjoy that. We only had about a 20-30 minute wait before our shuttle arrived, but we were there. We got to meet some other people who were going to be on the trip with us and things, and everyone was just so friendly. So we loaded up and we headed on out from there. Our first stop was actually Couple Sans Souci. It's about a 2-hour ride from the airport to take us to the other side of the island. And as we got over there, as you drove up to the property, it was amazing. The owners of that property are really big on nature, and the wife of the owner, she does not let you cut anything down. In fact, when we were talking to some of the employees there, they were like, yeah, if you even touch a plant, like, she will fire you on the spot. So you walk in, it's very lush, very tropical, and just really what you expect when you go to an island destination. And if you're looking for that amazing, authentic Jamaican experience, I would say Couples Resorts Jamaica, they offer that. They are Jamaican owned, and all of their staff is hired from right there in Jamaica. So as soon as you walk up, everyone's just so welcoming. They bring you on into the resort. Now, one thing I love and that I found out about Couples Resorts is that everything is included right there. I mean, it isn't all-inclusive, but this is truly an all-inclusive. So all of the water sports that you can think of, if you want to get scuba certified, you can get scuba certified right there. If you are already scuba certified, they do have special dives that you can go on. If you already have your certification, you just coordinate that through the concierge desk, and they'll take you out right there. So it was great. So we got to tour the Couple Sans Souci, very huge property that they have right there. And I would say you really didn't feel like you were on top of people. It didn't give you like that hotel feel. It gave you more of that, I'm in a cabana all by myself. Nice swim up bars, beautiful private beaches. And even though they were at 60%, I swear you'd think they were only at 20% capacity because we really didn't run into anybody. And the food was amazing. I cannot say enough about the food. Authentic Jamaican food, I haven't had the opportunity in my life to experience it that much, but down there I did, and I will tell you, I had me some oxtail, and I've never had oxtail before. It was actually pretty good. They had to kind of like coax me into it. I was like, I don't know if I really want to eat the oxtail, and I'm kind of glad I did. I did not regret that at all. And one morning I had them. They made me a fresh omelet right there, and I was like, you know what? Let me try a little jerk sauce on top of my omelet. I usually like sauce on there, but let's try some jerk sauce. And I was thinking it was going to be too spicy, but it was actually perfect. It hit the spot just right. So everything is done right there. The staff is amazing. If you were celebrating an anniversary, a birthday, or anything, let your travel advisor know so they can call ahead of time, let the resort know, and they go above and beyond. We actually ran into an issue. They were working on one of the water pipes, and we had warm water, but we didn't have like hot water. And so I brought it up to the front desk. I was like, hey, the water's really not hot. And they were like, don't worry about it, we'll take care of it. That night we had hot water. I had a bottle of champagne and a thank you platter of fruit in my room just for the inconvenience. So they really do take care of you there. And couples resorts have nude beaches. So if you're into that adventurous side and you want to experience the wild side, there are nude beaches. There is no photography on these beaches. They are set apart from the rest of the property, but you have to go there as a couple. You cannot go to these beaches by yourself. So if you're not bringing something to the table for somebody to look at, you ain't looking at nobody else, okay? And you do have to be nude there. So you're given like a 15-minute window from the time you arrive, to be nude. If not, security is there. They will ask you to leave. If you're going to come to the nude beach, you're going to participate in the nudity. And everybody there was very friendly. We got to tour it. We didn't stay very long at the nude beach, but we did go by. We did tour it. They have their own private pools. They have their own spas over there. So that way, if you have a spa treatment booked, you don't have to leave the nude beach to go have your spa. They've set up gazebos and all right there. And 3 of the 4 properties in Jamaica have those nude beaches available to you. So we went to Sans Souci, and then we ventured on up the road about 15 minutes to their other property. It was called Tower Isle. Tower Isle is going to be more of that modern, that very contemporary type of feeling. And that is where personally, if I was going to stay, I'd probably end up staying there just because I like that more modern feel. Clean lines, white and tile, where Sans Souci, it's an older resort and they keep with that old Caribbean tradition. So you have more of the woods and things like that at the Sans Souci property. But Tower Isle is just as nice, and you can bounce between the properties too. One thing I do love that I found out that Couples does is if you're a repeat customer of Couples Resorts, they highly encourage you to come back. And at Sans Souci, they have an artist there, and they'll paint a scene for you, a tropical scene on a rock. And these rocks go into a nice big artistic pile. And then every time you come back, they take your rock, they polish it up, they clean it up, and they put the new date on there. So you have the dates that are running. And we saw people who have been there 10, 15 times. They had all their dates right there. And it was just great. Just a great little way for them to thank you for coming back. And I thought that was awesome. One thing that I did also find out, if you're staying over on that side of the island between the Sans Souci and the Tower Isle properties, is you do get an all-inclusive exploration trip over to Dunn's River Falls. And if you don't know what Dunn's River is, I'd highly encourage you to look that up and go over. That is a fun little hike right there, and it's included in your stay at the Couples Resorts. They take you on over there and you can hike on up the falls. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour, and that is ice cold water. The falls go and dump straight into the ocean. This is a great scene. Like I said, if you follow our social media, we have a lot of amazing pictures from that area. And so we spent some time at those 2 resorts, and then we headed across the island, and we ended up over at, let me see, make sure I get the name right. It was Swept Away. Sorry. Yep. So it's Couples Resorts Swept Away, and it's on the other side of the island over in Negril. So there's 2 properties over there. There's Couples Resorts Swept Away, and there's Couples Resorts Negril. So both of them are over there. If you're into sports and you're into fitness and things like that, Couples Resorts Swept Away has the largest sports facility and fitness facility on the entire island of Jamaica. And that is included, right there with your stay at the resort. Oh, one thing I did want to touch on, going back over to the Tower Isle property, is they actually have private suites over there that you can get. And if you're into spas and things like that, like you just like those manis, pedis, and that spa treatment, they do have these basically little cottages that if you rent out one of those cottages, they come with their own private waiting pool. It's a 2 or 3 bedrooms set up right there, and you get unlimited spa packages with that package. So that's something, if you're big into spas, ladies, or even men, I do love a good massage, and that is as many times as you want to go included right there in that stay over at Tower Isle. These were great, and they do book up fast. They only have, I think there were 8 or 12 of them, and they do book up fast. Now back at the Sans Souci property, they also have an amazing spa, and their spa is done outdoors, and their spa is set up in little huts that are along the cliff right there. Amazing views of the ocean, and you have your massage outside. But to bounce back over real quick, because I don't want to take up too much time today, to bounce over real quick back over to Swept Away. Swept Away is a large property like Sans Souci, very spread out, and it is, if I thought Sans Souci had a lot of tropical decor and really just vegetation, Swept Away has even more. Where we were staying, I literally, outside of our back door, we stepped right onto a patio. There was a nice little river, saltwater river that ran beside us, and just lush greenery. And you kind of see through the greenery to the beach. We were about 3 buildings away from the beach, but you wouldn't have known. I felt like I was in the middle of a rainforest. It was really amazing. And then we went over and we toured the Negril property, the Couples Resorts Negril. You do have access to the Swept Away sports complex if you do stay there. And the Negril property, more of that hotel feel, more of that reminds me of the Tower Isle. So I would say Tower Isle and Couples Resorts Negril kind of fall in the same category of more of the hotel feel, where the Swept Away and the Sans Souci property have more of the open atmosphere. Property. Now, Swept Away does sit on a public beach, so that is the only property that Couples Resorts owns that does not have a nude beach, because it does sit on 7 Mile Beach over there in Negril, and it's a public beach. But great vendors, beautiful beach. While we were over there at Swept Away over in Negril, we were able to take a catamaran boat ride. Now, it was funny because we were out on the catamaran and a storm rolled in. We were swimming and exploring this cave, and all of a sudden, I couldn't even see the catamaran anymore because there was a monsoon between me and the boat. So we had to wait in the cave for a little bit for it to die down, and we were able to swim back out to back out to the catamaran, and then they took us on up, gave us some exploration, then we came on back to the resort just in time to have an amazing dinner. There are amazing restaurants at these resorts, and I love to have a different meal or a different restaurant for every night that I'm there. And I think Couples does that really well. They give you enough options that you're not eating in the same place outside of breakfast. Breakfast, we kind of kept going to the same place because it was close, it was convenient, and hey, I wanted to get my food and get out so I could start exploring that, because we did have busy schedules while we were there. But I also want to add, on top of the 4 major properties that Couples Resorts owns, if you are looking for, you have maybe a group or a family reunion or something, they do have a sub-company within Couples Resorts that's right up the road from Negril, about 20-minute ride up the road, and you can rent out full-on houses. They have anything from a 1-bedroom all the way to a 5-bedroom. So you can rent those. Those are on a private resort up the road. And then there's also, if you're more of on a budget and you like to maybe do your own cooking, they do have another property. There are only 12 units available at this. Reminds me of more of a condo feel, but they do have that, and that's for that family on a budget. You've got your own little section of beach right there. You've got your own little restaurant, but both of those properties do give you access to that sports facility over at Swept Away. So that's kind of just real quick on Couples Resorts Jamaica. Like I said, if you want to see those pictures, they're on our social media, and I've got more to come. We're polishing them up, and I'm having some videos created. So those will be up soon. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in and joining us, and make sure you see the world before you have to leave the world. Have a great one.